Today, I want to talk about a core reader group. My name is Seth. I'm a full-time fantasy author. I've written 26 books. I've published most of them. And I make these videos because there are a lot of authors who just aren't making it, and I don't want you to be one of them. So the question is, what's a reader group? And more importantly, why as an author should I want one? Now, reader group is really just my term for a beta reader group. Saying beta reader group over and over again is tiring. And so I just say reader group because I can say that really fast. But whenever I say reader group, I want you to think of a beta reading team or a group of dedicated fans who are interested in reading your material before you give it to anybody else. This week, we're going to be diving into why it's important to have a group like this, and more importantly, how you can get one. Today, though, we're going to tackle this question of what is a reader group and why is it helpful to have one. So to take that first question, it's pretty simple. A reader group, as I've already said, is a group of people who are dedicated to reading your content before you distribute it. This might be a group of friends, it might be a group of friends and family, but the best kind of reader group is a mix between people who know you and people who don't. So I'd say friends and strangers. You want people who are judging your writing objectively, and so you want to make sure you're introducing strangers into the group. Now, that doesn't mean you don't want them to like your writing. In fact, anybody in your reader group should be excited about the content that you're putting out. You might say that this is just a cross-section of your core reader base. We're going to be dealing with how you find these people in a video on Wednesday, but for now I want to talk about why it's so helpful as a full-time author for me to have a group like this. The first and most important thing is that if you've built your team correctly, these are people who know and like your writing. What that means is they've probably read just about everything that you've put out, and as a result can serve as a fantastic gauge for how well you are doing. I don't mean like monetarily, but I mean as a writer. Are you improving? Did you just write something that isn't quite up to snuff? This is the group of people that are going to act as the litmus test to determine that before you take your book out into the general market. And this is actually really important because sometimes as authors, we get stuck in a rut. We keep doing the same things over and over again. We don't grow our craft. And this is the group that's going to let you know whether that's the case. They might not let you know directly for fear of hurting your feelings, but you'll be able to tell in the way they answer the questions that you ask as you give them content. Now, some people give their reader groups content every day. Some people give their reader group content in big chunks. Some people wait until they've finished a manuscript and then hand it over to their reader group in order to get that feedback. But regardless, you're going to have a good sense of how your audience is going to respond to something, and more importantly, how you are doing as an author if you are leveraging a reader group. The second thing that they do is they keep you honest. What do I mean by that? Well, it's really hard to sneak something past a reader group that has read everything you've put out. Sometimes as an author, we're tempted to just sort of repeat the same beats and the same characters and the same tropes and the same ideas over and over again until they become stale because they're easy. When you're sitting down and writing, it can be really tempting to just fall into those same old patterns. But your reader group is going to tell you very honestly whether you are coming up with new and fresh ideas or you're just rehashing the same old. Additionally, if you as an author have been reading a book recently, it can be tempting to steal some of the ideas, and sometimes we'll just do it unconsciously. It's one of the reasons that I try not to read fiction while I am writing fiction. I save all of my fiction reading for my breaks in between books, because it can be really tempting to swipe good ideas, and we should swipe good ideas. I'll probably do a video on that down the road, but it is a good idea to take good ideas and make them our own. But if we are writing and reading at the same time, sometimes we can lift things wholesale. And our reader group is going to be fantastic for helping us spot those instances. They're going to be good at keeping us honest. If you're an author who has had any amount of success, it can be really hard to keep a level head. It can feel as if the world is your oyster, except if you don't like oysters like me, and then the world is your cake. I do really like cake. But the point is that your reader group is going to be able to help you keep a level head. They're going to tell you when your writing is good and when it's not. And they're going to help you avoid coasting, which is probably the #1 killer of author careers. And then finally, the last thing that the reader group is really good for is keeping you excited. Writing can be a very lonely and draining thing, and interacting with other people around your writing is just an absolute supercharge. Getting to talk to somebody about how you're doing, about how the writing is going, all of that is just fantastic. I really can't speak highly enough about getting immediate feedback on what you do. If you're interested in mastering the skill of writing, it's an absolutely necessary component. And having a reader group can give you that immediate feedback that you're looking for. So for all of these reasons and more, I definitely recommend building a reader group. Don't forget to tune in on Wednesday. We're going to be talking about where to find people for your reader group. But let me know down in the comments below. Would you be interested in building a reader group? If you're a reader, are you interested in joining a reader group? I put out a call on my Discord server every once in a while to ask for new readers. So if that's something you're interested in, you should definitely check out the Discord. There's a link in the description below, and make sure you subscribe to the newsletter so you don't miss the next video.